Hello, I'm Mark Meltonville, one of the food historians here at the Royal Palaces, and I'm stood in the King's Chocolate Kitchen at Hampton Court Palace, the room used to make a pot of hot chocolate for His Majesty's breakfast every day. And I want to make a pot of hot chocolate for you to try at home, something rich and tasty. But if you're here in a Georgian kitchen, you can't just start with a block of chocolate. You have to actually make it. You had to process the chocolate here in the kitchens. Most Georgian chocolate drinks were made with water because the chocolate was so rich and expensive. Sometimes they used milk and sometimes they used alcohol. It says wine, sherry or port, and I thought a port chocolate drink would be the perfect one to try. I'm going to need a pot to cook it in. Something that will take the heat. And I need my liquid. As I said, we're going to use port, and the recipe talks about a pint of port. There we go. To a pint of port, they suggest you put 1 ounce of pure chocolate. If you're using modern chocolate, you might want to put a little bit more in. Our cakes are pure chocolate. They come off the waxed paper, and we break up 1 ounce and pop it into the port. There's no natural sweetness in the chocolate at all. Our sugar starts off as a loaf, a huge great lump that comes into the palace, and someone has to grind this up for me. I think chocolate port's going to need 2 or 3 tablespoons. When you heat alcohol, it goes bitter, so you always have to put a little bit more in than you think, but do it to taste. 1. And the last ingredient seems a little bit odd, but it's going to add some thickness and hold all the chocolate together. Just the back of a spoon, tiny little bit of plain flour. Now that just needs cooking on the stove until it's all melted together, almost boiled, just so the few bubbles start appearing around the edge of the liquid. Right, so everything has cooked together. It's almost boiling, but not quite. And we have ourselves a pot of hot chocolate that's fit for a king, but it needs to be served for a king. And for that, we need a nice silver chocolate pot. You can always tell a chocolate pot because not only does it have a lid, it has a mini lid on the top, which allows you to put this thing, a moulinette or mill, a whisk, into the chocolate pot. And what that's going to do is allow us to froth up the chocolate with that final flourish before you serve it. We can then give it that final few stirs, bring all that chocolate together, bring the sugar round, and a pot of rich, dark, porty chocolate, fit for a king.